I'm gonna run, run, run.
Hey there, friends. It's your Bad Couch Guru, Lynn Limburg, and today we are going to talk about things you can do in front of TV, not because you're lazy sitting in front of the TV, but because you are essentially stuck and feeling captive because you've got health issues going on that leave you in a space where you're mostly immobile most of the time. And your goal is to get around the block once someday. You would love to do that, but you're not there yet. In fact, you're not even close. And so I want to just pause for a moment. And before I jump into a couple of ideas for you, is first really send you a huge hug across the waves here. If I was in the room with you right there, I would look you in the eyes, I'd smile, I'd give you a big hug. I wouldn't try to give you a platitude and tell you everything's going to be hunky-dory, tra-la-la. Just, have positive thoughts and it'll all be great. And, and by the way, have you tried this naturopathic remedy? Like I wouldn't do that to you, but I would do what I could and just think, oh my gosh, it's being in a space. Our bodies are made to move, and being in a space where your body won't move for you, that's when you really actually realize and get that whole concept of movement for health, movement for longevity, movement to not be in so much pain. And you I don't even have to tell you, you get it. It's a big thing. And when you lose it, it is hard because it does impact every area of your life. It does impact your mental health, or it's really, really hard not to. It's kind of like having a soul-sucking desk job that, you can't stand. It's where you just go to work and you can have a good attitude, but it's still a really hard environment. Same thing when your body is just not cooperating and your body is falling apart in so many different ways. That mental health piece can be just so difficult. Even though you can keep, never giving up and you're already doing that. You're already trying your best to keep a positive attitude. You're already trying to keep your eye on that day when you'll feel better, or those hours or moments when you feel better. I know you're already doing that. And big long pause just because it's a tough subject. So I want to address that this is a really tough subject and not lose the fact that I see you right there as a human. I see your struggle and I see this is real. And now here is what I'm going to upfront call a very lame, feeble attempt at helping you still get moving. But I want you to know that it could actually be the thing for you that helps you get moving or helps you get into a better space where you can move more. Because I know this is hard. Okay, so here we go. You've been watching TV for days, weeks, months. You've been through all the Netflix. Like, man, if I want to know what show to watch next, I call you and I ask you because you've got it all. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your TV environment, which is probably several places around the house, but pick one, pick your main environment, and create a space that reminds you about movement, that very specifically reminds you about movement. So that could be either doing an art project of some sort that, to pass the time, that helps you remember what your goal is around movement, or reminding you just to move. Or maybe that's a kind of a vision board around compassion for yourself. Or maybe it's none of it. Maybe you just throw a yoga mat in the middle of the floor and, or maybe you just that's not even realistic. Maybe it's just something to remind you to move and to make it easy for you to think about it. Then, when you're watching TV, as much as possible, move. And it looks like this. It's like, okay, maybe you've got like a million hernias and your core can hardly even move, and that's tough. Maybe you have massive back pain, but you can take your hand and you can move your wrists, right? And you can just move your hands around. Now, and you can take your elbow and you can open your arm and close your arm, and open your arm and close your arm. You can take your neck and your head and just stretch it around. Maybe that's too much for you. Maybe you can't. Maybe all you can do is wiggle your toes. Or maybe you can just move muscles in your face. Or maybe you can lift one leg and lower it, and lift the leg and lower it. Whatever it is, no matter how small the movement is, don't feel silly. You might. It's okay. And go for it. And give that movement as much of an opportunity to be a presence in your life as possible. And you'll be amazed that you can do this even if you're completely exhausted and all you can do is open your hand and close your hand. And maybe open it with some strength and close a fist with some strength. Just move, move, move as much as you can. But don't injure yourself, right? Because you're healing. And most important of all of this is you already know this. I'm saying this more for the other people who aren't dealing with this. But most important, continue to have compassion for yourself. Continue to remind yourself that that wonderful spirit you have, that amazing, awesome person you are, or that amazing person that you miss about yourself is still there. It is still there. You are still there. Your spirit, it's still there. It's trapped in your body, but it's still there. And just remind yourself, I still am who I am. I'm going to do what I can do. And that's it. And I know, oh my gosh, I know I've spent my years of mental therapy on the couch. And I got to say, physical limitations are hard. And they're even harder mentally. So do not hesitate to get yourself on a couch, seeing a therapist also if you're not already, because it's real. The struggle is real. You don't have to be the superwoman or the superman that says you can do it, you don't need help, you don't need help. No, folks, we all need to be helping each other. And sometimes it's your turn and you need way more help for a very, very, very long time. And it is okay. Oh man. Alrighty, friends. This topic is, I've hardly even touched it, but I just want you to know it's something I think about all the time, because there are so many of us out there where that's just where we are. So if that's you, send me your list of your favorite TV shows. That's where I get them all. and do send me a list of what exercises or what movement you're able to do. Or if you have any more tips or updates that maybe I can do on a future podcast, I would love it. Alrighty, bye-bye now. Exercise should not be dreadful, but getting off the couch, we know, is the hardest exercise of all. Did you know that Couch to Active has an app? It's the easiest way to keep track of and follow the Couch to Active podcast. So head on over to your app store, and it doesn't matter whether you're on an iPhone, a tablet, or an Android device. Search for Couch to Active, that's TO Active. Download the app and check it out. Bye-bye now.